Namaskaram. We are continuing in Mahabharata the story of Amrita Mathanam, the churning of the Milky Ocean, which was started jointly by gods and asuras, the demons. We said the Mandara mountain was used as the churning rod. Vishnu as a tortoise came under the water to support the mountain from below. And Vasuki was used as the rope. Gods held the tail, the asuras held the head of Vasuki, and they started churning. After a while, all got tired and they complained to Brahma, who reported the matter to Vishnu, and Vishnu gave all of them renewed energy, revived their energy, and they, with new enthusiasm, they continued, started again. And after some time, after a few days in fact, first the moon came out of the ocean. That was the first time the moon appeared in the world. And of course the moon, it said that the moon went and occupied on the head, on the shikha, on the knotted hair of Lord Shiva. That is symbolically, but actually Lord Shiva is supposed to be stationed on the Kailasa peak of Himalaya. And that is where the moon appeared. And secondly, Lakshmi, goddess Lakshmi, Lakshmi is the goddess of riches. She appeared and she went and approached Vishnu as his wife. It is said, the Chakyar tells the story that Lakshmi came with holding a garland in her hand, and she went straight to Vishnu and put the garland around his neck. Then the wine Sura appeared, and followed by the Uchchaisravas, the horse Uchchaisravas, which went to Indra. And they were followed by Parijata and Kamadhenu. Both went to Indra. The Parijata occupied Indra's garden, and Kamadhenu was in his cattle shed. So they all, on their own accord, went to the different gods. And then Dhanvantari, which is said to be an avatar of Vishnu, Dhanvantari came out holding a pitcher containing Amritam. Mahabharata says a Kamandulu, but Chakyar says a Kumbham. And they were followed by Airavatam, which was supposed to be a white elephant having 4 tusks. Airavatam went to Indra, and Indra accepted him as his mount. And finally, a very potent poison called Kalakutam came out, and it was fuming poisonous poisonous gas, and even the gas was so strong that the people started fainting. And Shiva, since there was no other go, because wherever you put it, it will destroy the whole world. So Shiva, it is said, he took it, he drank it. But Chakyar, in Shakyar's version, Chakyar says Sri Parvati got frightened and she went and caught Shiva's neck firm so that the Kalakutam shouldn't go down into his belly. And Vishnu then, this is Chakyar version, Vishnu went and closed Shiva's mouth to preventing it from going out, because if it came out of his mouth, the whole world will burn. So there was no way for the poison Kalakutam, could neither go out nor go down, so it got stuck in Shiva's neck, and that is why Shiva's neck was blue in color. He was fair in complexion, but his neck was blue or black. Nilakantha. And that was the story of what is called churning of the Milky Ocean, and how the nectar came. And as soon as it came, it says that the Asuras grabbed the pitcher containing Amritam, and they ran away with it, and they were fighting among themselves for it. And then Vishnu took the form of a beautiful woman, Mohini, and Asuras, when they were fighting, they saw a beautiful woman coming towards them, and they lost interest in everything else and ran to her, and they all grabbed her, pulling her in different directions. And what is it? And it is said that when they saw Mohini, they also thought of an idea that she might be the right person to distribute Amritam among them. So they requested Mohini, "Oh, you please distribute this to us. We shall sit down and wait for you to serve us." And in Shakyar's story, Mohini said, "Okay, I shall do that, but first you go and take bath. And you take bath and come, and you sit in a row. And they followed, they agreed to that, and Mohini asked them to close their eyes while she distributed Amritam, and they followed that also, obeyed that also. And it is said, then in that very instant, she took the Amritam to the God side and distributed among them, seating them in a row. And they quickly consumed Amritam. It is said that Rahu, who was an Asura, a demon, Rahu spotted that, and he went and sat among the gods in the guise of a god. And he was also served, and he took the Amritam into his mouth, and before he could swallow it, the sun and moon both spotted this trick played by Rahu, and they pointed it out to the gods. And Vishnu immediately sent his Sudarshana discus and cut Rahu's head off. And because it had already Amritam in the mouth, though it couldn't go down into the belly, the head survived and it started roaming around. And that is why, and Rahu was very angry to sun and moon for, informing the gods about their trick. And it is because of that, the story says that Rahu goes and tries to grab the sun and moon on the eclipse days. That is the story. And that is about the churning of the Milky Ocean. There is story about Mohini and Lord Shiva, that Lord Shiva wanted to see Vishnu in the form of Mohini, and Vishnu discouraged him very much, but Shiva insisted. So Vishnu came as Mohini and Shiva fell in love, and in spite of Vishnu's protests, forcefully embraced her, and out of that union was born Shasta, the god Shasta. In Kerala it is called Ayyappa. It is said that is why Ayyappa is, or Shasta is known as Harihara Putra, the son of Hari and Hara. Then the story of Kadru and Vinata continues that during the churning of the Milky Ocean, it was Uchaishravas, the horse, which came out in the initial stages, and it was very white in complexion all through. And Kadru and Vinata, they went to observe Uchaishravas, see the horse which had come out of the churning. And they both saw the horse, and while returning, they started telling, oh, it is so nice, beautiful. And Kadru asked, what color do you think the horse is? And Vinata said, of course, white. It is not fully white, Kadru said. And Vinata insisted, yes, it is white from head to foot. When Kadru said, no, its tail is dark. And they started arguing, and they bet on it. And the stake was, they would go next morning to watch it closely, and if Kadru wins, if either of them wins, the other should become a slave for a long time. They agreed on the stake and decided to go to observe the horse next morning. We shall continue with that tomorrow. Namaskaram.